Exactly.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh.
Very good day to everyone. Okay, since we are recording our class, can everyone switch on the video so that we can see there is people listening to the lecture?
Okay, sir.
Just 1 minute. Everyone, please on. Okay, so I can see now Ahmad. Okay, I see now Muhammad Azrul. Okay. Okay, who else? How about others?
About
Okay, I have yours here. Okay, let me share with others.
We are seeing it now.
You see now?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I think Ahmad, you are already starting your project 1, right?
Yes.
On the green logistic provider using selection. Okay, maybe before I make a comment, can you just briefly what you put it here? Okay.
Do you want me to discuss?
Just briefly mention how you classify this and how you select your area, and then I will make my comment.
Okay. I have two classifications as you told us.
All right.
The main field of my study, and the other one, main tool that I'm using.
All right.
So can we just scroll down a little bit and just stand still, please?
All right.
Okay. The main area here is supply chain management. This is the core field of the industrial engineering.
Okay.
There is many branches in supply chain management. I addressed logistics as the sub major. Then from logistics there is many fields as well. I selected logistics provider selection. From logistics provider selection, I made a sub major again. In logistics provider selection.
All right. Okay. Hold on there. Right. Okay. So what Ahmad did is he make it in term of okay. Looks like my map, but it's okay. It is convenient for him, but he's able to branch out. I mean, to have different alternative of areas related to supply chain management. Okay. So this is just one big topic under industrial engineering. Like for somebody in mechanical, this could be thermodynamics or maybe fluid dynamics, something like that. No? And there's so many branch, okay, procurement, inventory, and so on. But he selected to go on logistics. Okay, logistics. And under logistics, there are many sub area in logistics. I think those who are in marine engineering, and in maybe aeronautic also, you are talking about logistics. We are using your facilities to transport, materials, goods from one location to another location. The difference here, logistics is like transportation, transportation. So in industrial engineering, we are looking in terms of optimization of these logistics facilities. Okay, so there are many. Of course, we can go more detail, like the demand management, fraud life cycle. Okay, I will make comment later on that. But Ahmad already decided logistics is his area, and then he was talking about. I see redundancy here. Demand, also you got demand here. Demand forecasting, demand management. Okay, still can be improved on that. Okay, you have information, you have customer survey, and you go to logistic provider selection. Okay, and then you go to provider green logistic provider selection. All right. In terms of classification, okay, in my opinion, this is still can be improved. Okay, you have identified your focus. Your focus sub area, but in terms of classification here, there are overlapping and there are similar things appear on different places. Okay, for example, you have supply chain management, but you put pricing here, you put demand, but when you go here, okay, On the logistics, you also still have the demand there, but you put it demand forecasting.
This is demand forecasting. Not it is a field of demand management, but it must be included in logistics.
All right.
This tree is not my. I took it from a book that we have studied before. I already
Okay.
taken supply chain management, so I just try to address the sub majors from that book.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, maybe according to the author, this is how they look at it, but not necessarily what they put is everything is correct, huh?
Yeah.
So perhaps you can say under demand management, there will be demand forecasting. There could be, I mean, demand management could be forecasting. Forecasting. It could be pricing also under the logistic provider is okay, but there are also different type of logistics. Okay, logistic for forward supply chain, logistic for reverse supply chain. Okay, this could be under this. Okay, one area under this logistic, like you mentioned here, will be selection. Okay, but this is already specialized when you see that logistic provider. I think for the purpose of your, getting an idea where you are located within a broad area of supply chain, you already identify you are somewhere here. But if possible, later on when you prepare your project proposal for this course, because this is assignment, but later on I would like you to assemble assignment 1, assignment 2, and make improvement and make correction. Okay, together with assignment 3, submit as you remember that you have project 1, project 2 for this course. So where you improve from here and submit as project 1 based on the assignment that you have done. Okay, so when you notice that there is possibility to improve, in this case what I'm commenting now, you can improve it when you are submitting what called project 1 later. You got what I mean, Ahmad?
Yes.
Okay, so like when you say information processing, yes, information processing related, basically information processing can even go under supply chain as one of important area, like information sharing. Okay,
Yes.
because in supply chain, information processing or what you call it, supply chain information system, for example. So there are big issue there, information sharing among different players in supply chain. You have the suppliers, you have manufacturer, you have distributor, you have retailers. So they need to share the information. Otherwise, people are making decision with limited or insufficient information that cause what you call it, a waste in terms of delivery and so on. Unneeded demand is supplied, or insufficient supply is provided to high demand areas. So that information sharing also one big area under supply chain. I know supply chain because my student just last year graduated in his PhD in supply chain modeling. Okay, so what you have done is good, but as I mentioned, it can be improved. And if possible, is it possible for you to put in like a tree diagram? It's easier to see, I think.
Okay, inshallah.
Okay, because what you are putting now is like in a bubble. Okay, yeah, but we have to follow where it goes. But okay, we found that it is here. Okay, it is your focus. So you already know your area because you are currently doing your project 1. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe in your literature review, you can make a discussion saying that, this supply chain has sub area, and then you start describing your, what you call your classification tree here. The purpose is to locate where your works belong to a bigger scope of field of study. So that if somebody is not familiar with green logistic provider, they know, oh, this is one area under supply chain, so they can easily follow and create the interest. Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, anybody have any question, please ask. Okay, if not, I just move on. Okay, so now Ahmad, okay, I think this is very good. You already make a classification for techniques, okay?
Yes.
To make a decision. Okay, can you just briefly say something?
Yeah, the main area is MCDM, which is multi-criteria decision making. There is many methods for multi-criteria decision making, and there is many sub-majors for that. There is four types of methods. The first type is non-compensatory, yeah.
Yeah.
Scoring, and the third one is comparative, and the fourth one is ranking. These are the four types of methods. After that, we have the message itself, TUPSIS and lexicographic is for ranking, and in comparative we have AHB and electri, and in scoring we have two methods as well: weight sum method, which is WSM, and weight product method, which is WPM, and non-compensatory. We have three methods: maxi min and max, and dominance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, actually, what you did here is part of assignment number 5. Okay, remember assignment number 5. I would like everyone to go and see the methods to solve a problem. Okay, in case of Ahmad here, okay, even if you are coming from aeronautical MKMF or MKMM, somehow you need to make a decision. Okay, so Ahmad now is looking for decision making for how to select logistic provider. Okay, so in order to do that selection, so he make a review on techniques, method to make decision making. Okay, multi-criteria decision making. So there are many alternative techniques available. Okay, so among the popular one currently people are looking at AHP combined with fuzzy. Okay, there are also other methods. Other methods in this area. So okay, the purpose that we are doing here is actually we want to justify your selection of fuzzy AHP, and also to give evidence that you are familiar. There are also other techniques, and finally you select one of the techniques. So you need to give reason why you are selecting this. Okay, so normally we do this review of methods in chapter 2 also, but the detail of techniques that you have selected, for example, in this case AHP and fuzzy, you will put more detail of the methodology in chapter 3. Okay, the detail will be in chapter 3, but overview of the techniques, what has been used by others, the strength and the weaknesses, the suitability of different techniques will be in the literature review. Okay, so since Ahmad have done this in this assignment 1, but I still need you to do it for assignment number 5 that I will announce later, and to improve this, to make it in terms of, if possible, put it in a classification. Okay, this one not so difficult to see compared to the earlier one, but if you can put in a proper hierarchical, so we can see clearly where you are leading. So, and also, if possible, try to give examples of researchers that have used different techniques. Okay, in assignment 5, that's what I want to ask everybody to do it later. For example, who have used fuzzy AHP? I'm sure you have found at least 1 or 2 researchers that have used this, isn't it?
Yes, there is many.
There are many. Just give example, maybe at least 2 or 3, to show that you have seen others have used, and also which technique is competing with your techniques. Okay, there are many techniques, but for the purpose of master project, maybe you just look at another alternative techniques that you have considered, who have used that, and try to see the advantages and disadvantages of these techniques, and finally why you are convinced that fuzzy is appropriate in your case. Okay, is it clear, Ahmad?
Yes, inshallah.
All right. So anybody else want to volunteer for me to comment? Otherwise, I will take a random.
Yes, Saleh.
Okay. Very good, Saleh.
Yes.
Very nice. Okay, please explain to us, and then I give comment.
Yes. Actually, this diagram, the main the main field of me, mechanical engineering and mechanical engineering. There are many branches of mechanical engineering, such
Okay.
as such as mech, such as automotive and design and mechanical electronic and mechanical engineering and materials. But
Okay.
I'm going, as you seen, the green light. That's the specific area. Green
Yeah.
light go to through the
Oh,
thermofluid.
you
Yeah,
go this way. Okay. Okay.
yeah, thermofluid. And we say also the mechanical electronic has many branches, also control and computer and mechanical and electrical. So I have decided to go through the thermofluid. From thermofluid, I go to the pumps. The pumps had two branches also, the dynamic and the positive this displacement. And
Okay.
through the dynamic, I also go to the reboot to the rotodynamic and through rotodynamic I go to centrifugal pump. Rotodynamic
Okay.
has three branches as you seen in the
Mhm.
diagram, but I go to from pump to dynamic to rotodynamic and finally in the centrifugal pumps. This is my project on my area.
Okay, that's very good. So now you already found your area, right?
Yes,
So this is like a map, the map where you belong to a broader field of study. Okay. So that somebody who is not familiar with central pump said, oh, this is actually you are coming from the pump area. Okay.
yes,
This is like a family tree, family tree. So
yes,
you can create your family tree where you are belong to which clans and which group.
yes. This
So
I try this to do this three map for maybe 5 or 6 times this final one itself.
but okay, that's very good. I think it's very clear. So if you put it in your literature review, and I think very, very helpful, for somebody when he's reading your report or your project later on, then clearly know that what you are doing, and also this give you evidence that you are not only knowing about centrifugal pumps, but you are also know your area of study. you know like we discussed last time. So if we go to the wrong branch, difficult to jump, but at least now you know where to jump. Let's say for centrifugal pump is not your, you cannot find enough information, you cannot find the research issue, you can easily go back to maybe axial pump, isn't it?
Yes,
Let's say just example, you can easily go at least to your neighbor, rather than
yes,
jumping
yes,
to somewhere which is go to polymer, for example. It's very far, isn't it?
yes,
Okay, unless you want to say, okay, I want to study pump and I want to study material. That one is like a hybrid area where you are
yes.
combined.
Specific area and central fugal pump.
Yes. Okay. So later on, you can even branch this further. You just take centrifugal pump as your sub area in mechanical engineering. Okay, centrifugal pump, and you can further look at what are the issues. So this is later on. I would like you to do it. What we call it classification of research issues. Classification of research issues. If you can do this properly, you even can publish your literature, because not many people are able to, come up with something very clear like this. Okay, classification of research issues. So you will look into it. Okay, what are the issues under centrifugal pump? It could be, okay, can you give example? What are the issues under centrifugal pump? You have any idea, Mr. Saleh?
Mm, actually, something. Pump issues about maybe like design, maybe.
Okay, maybe design issues.
Yeah,
Okay,
issues.
it could
Or
be maintenance issue, maybe vibration.
maybe vibration. Yes,
Okay, vibration,
vibration issues. Mm,
vibration. So this is related to maintenance, you know, how to.
Maybe
Uh-huh.
maybe we can discuss also. I think about the pressure of.
Was that fracture?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, maybe fracture. So from here you can go more detail, but focusing only on centrifugal pump. So maybe we can say in terms of fracture, you want to see under fracture, you can say that how the fracture is measured. You know, it could be modeling.
Yes.
Okay, how to model the fracture, the propagation of fracture. People are modeling the you know, people are modeling the fracture in terms of how that progression of the fracture, you know. So vibration also, you can see that maybe the pattern of vibration, you know. Actually, I had last time I had a student did master project also. He worked in one of the company. He is, in fact, now even he is a maintenance engineer in a company. A maintenance engineer in a company. So he studied about the maintenance practices related to centrifugal pump. So the issue was to optimize the maintenance cost because the company spent too much money on the centrifugal pump. Because he, based on his experience, centrifugal pump is one of the common equipment in the factory, an oleochemical factory. Oleochemical factory has using a lot of centrifugal pump. So based on his historical data, he made analysis and found out that when to do the maintenance. Okay, when should interfere in terms of maintenance. For example, to stop the machine and to make replacement or to make services for that centrifugal pump. When to replace, when to maintain, and so on. So this area here, vibration here, you know, using the vibration signal can make a prediction when the centrifugal pump should be serviced. What are the components in that centrifugal pump that require replacement, for example, because different signature of the pump will give different indicators. Either is it a bearing problem, or is it a coupling problems, or it could be alignment problems.
Yes. Because,
Okay.
we can make a projection about the outline of the pump from vibration and
Yeah.
to make the type of the surface of the pump.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Because during maybe in the pump suddenly stop in a time make a problem for the factory.
Yes. Yes. It's correct. So this is related to prediction. Okay. We want to predict the prediction. We make prediction. So one area that is related to also mechanical and related to industrial engineering is, we call it uh, condition-based maintenance. You know, CBM. Condition-based maintenance. Okay, condition-based maintenance. Okay, so you make a prediction when the failure will happen. Okay, based on the signal, okay, from vibrations. From there, the condition based here requires some sensors to be implemented on the centrifugal pump. So where from there, the signals from that vibration will be collected through data acquisition system, and you make prediction whether this is a serious vibration, that this behavior of vibration coming from bearing, or it could be coming from coupling is losing, you know, so that you know what to do, you know, because when you are stopping operation of pumps, the whole factory might be affected, you know, so this very expensive decision making. Okay, So just remember that for the next exercise that you need to do later on is to look into the issues and also classification of the methodology to solve that issues. Okay, you got what I mean now, right? So we go more detail. Having the area, and then after that, what are the research issues? Because research issue will be related to problem formulations. Okay, the topic that we are still discussing now. Okay, Mr. Saleh, you have any question before I move on? Okay, maybe can you comment a little bit before?
As we say, it was quite complicated.
Okay.
Okay. Our subject, engineering.
Okay.
Engineering has many branches.
Okay, this engineering. Okay.
Computer science, such as computer science, electrical,
Okay.
mechanical, and several, and chemical.
All right.
So from mechanical, we have manufacturing,
yeah,
aerospace, and thermal. Also, we have automotive.
All right. Okay.
From thermal,
Okay.
we divide to heat transfer, refrigeration,
All right.
and fluid mechanical, thermodynamic.
Okay.
From here, heat transfer, refrigeration, we have HVAC systems. This is my sub area.
Okay. So now you start from very basic engineering, huh? Okay. That's fine. It depends on your style of writing. You know, sometimes maybe this is too obvious. We have maybe many people already know what are the, unless you are presenting this classification to general publics, they might not know what are the sub area in the engineering. For example, you have to make presentation to people in technical school, for example. Okay, they want to know where is your belong to. Okay, this diagram will be very useful. Okay, because you are talking to students who are maybe about to go to to college. Okay, they want to know what area they want to go. They want to go to computer or electrical or mechanical or civil, or that will be very useful for those audience. But if you say that your audience will be professors, they will be and postgraduate student, they might be more interested from the mechanical engineering. Okay, because they already know about the other area. They just want to know mechanical engineering, where you belong to, especially. Okay, you are now branching to thermal. From thermal, you go directly when finally you go to HVAC. So my point is, here you have to decide who will be your audience. That how much detail and general information that you will be provided to them. You will be provided to them. So, but anyhow, what you are showing here is good, because it's giving from the engineering area, assuming that your audience, some of them are not familiar about engineering. Okay, you got my point or not?
Yes.
But anyway, after this point, HVAC, you still need to have. You need to go more detail.
Actually, the second.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Classify of.
Okay, let me open your second one. Okay, your second file.
Show the types of HVAC systems.
All right, good.
Branches.
Okay, let me share now. Okay. Okay. You see now?
Exactly.
All
Yeah,
right.
we see.
Okay.
As we say, the central HVAC system has many branches.
Okay.
We have all air systems
Mm-hmm.
and air water. We use individually air and water
Okay.
systems.
All right.
All water systems
Okay.
and water source heat pumps.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
I am interested in heating and cooling panels.
All right. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. You are interested in which area?
Heating and cooling panels.
Ah, this one.
Yes.
Ah, okay. So you don't have more detail on that? What are sub area here? Not yet?
Actually, as I read many articles about HVAC systems, they use many models to control the systems.
I see. So you still have to fill up this branch, isn't it?
Yeah,
Ah, okay, that's good.
we should
Okay.
we should find many issues that are related to HVAC systems.
Okay. So since you have identified this area, maybe let's say, okay, you want to go to this area, for example, and then from here you will create another classification of research issues.
Issues.
Okay, classification of research issue. Okay, let's say I put it like this here. If I continue for another diagram, I will say that this is basically is what?
So we should find the issues that recently issues.
Yes,
Recent
yes.
issues.
Okay, research issues.
Yes.
Okay, research issues. Okay, from this you're selected, right? Selected. So now you're going to have another 3
Another
showing okay some of the issues. So you will select which one will be your focus, which is going to be your statement of problem. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe you can say, okay, I will take this one. Okay, and this one you will go in your statement of problem.
Statement of problem, that means the gap that we should fill in.
Yes, correct. So this is coming from the gap, research gap. Okay, maybe this areas many people have done, you know, there not be so much problem, but maybe here also people do. But this year maybe not many people have done, but the problem is still not solved, for example.
Still exist here.
Yeah, or maybe you say some people have used technique A, but now you want to use technique B to see how good, you know, whether it can be improved or not. In the
Another way to solve the problem.
Yes, correct, exactly. Another way of solving the problem. Okay, so you will see that, you know, you think that the techniques used by other researchers are not so effective. You see, why not use, you know, maybe, yeah, another algorithm, for example. But you need to justify what others have done, okay, by looking at the diagram here. So if possible, it will be good if you put names of researchers that have, you know, investigated this area. For example, Mr. John, let's say here, he has done this. Okay, when maybe
As
2000,
evidence.
yes, as evidence, 2019. Okay, maybe put 1 or 2, you know, just sample, you know. Of course, if you go for higher degree, you need to put more, and you cannot miss anybody that has done research in this particular small areas. But for your master project, just say, okay, you see that John have done this. You know, maybe here is Ahmad. Maybe you say that Ahmad have investigated this in 2018. Okay, and then you say, yeah, you see that in this area nobody have investigated, and you would like to. But of course, when you say that nobody have investigated, you say that based on my review, I couldn't find anybody investigated in this area. Don't say that I'm the first researcher investigated this, because that may be too much claim, you know. Because I noticed some students, they just easily say that nobody have investigated this, and this research is the first research in this area.
Without literature.
So, but if you say that, based on my literature review, I couldn't find any researcher investigated this. But I found one, but his research is not comprehensive. You know what I mean?
I have a question in this
Okay.
this area. When you read the article,
Yeah.
take articles from the recent years, or we should come back to 10 years ago.
Okay. If you want to review the research issues, you should focus on the latest papers, research issues. For example, now you want to see research issues in heating and cooling panels, right? So for the research issues, you have to take the latest. But if you are looking for example, general classification, what others have done, you need to go back to earlier papers so that you can trace the historical views of the research area. Okay, so basically it's depend on the purpose of the review.
If you're looking for the recent issue, you will review the articles.
The new one.
New one, yeah.
Yeah, but if you are looking to have, for example, to have understanding what others have done in the past, okay, you should review for the last. Okay, I would say definitely you need to cover for the last 5 years, but depend on area. Some area is moving very fast, some area is slow, So a lot of papers, some area which is very popular, maybe not possible to read all, but at least some samples of, in that area for your master project. I think, but if you are doing for research degree, of course, you cannot miss any major papers in the area, because if you miss, and then the examiner will question that your literature is not complete. But I think for master projects is we don't expect to that level, because you have limited time and you just learning how to do the research. Okay, I think, is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah. So if you want to trace the development of the area, you go back to earlier years, to when it started. Okay, take some sample of that.
Yeah. Maybe if you're lucky, you find the article, collect the issue.
Yes, that's correct. So I strongly encourage if you can find a review paper. Some area they have a review paper. Okay,
I found one article talk about review and give many gaps.
Okay.
Give many gaps for students who looking for
Okay. So that will be very good then. Okay, I think can we have 10-minute breaks before I